Okay.
This meeting is being recorded.
Hi guys, so today I'm going to talk about placements and strategies. I just feel like it's time to do that and review that. A lot of this information is in the Business Building with Faith course. And if you could take that course and go through it, then you'll be able to rewatch some of the videos that you need to rewatch, okay? But this is just a review of some of those things, and it's going to be more interactive tonight. So feel free to unmute and participate, okay? So first of all, let's clarify, and also, let's use the right terms. It's, lots of people, when they join doTERRA, they don't know these terms, of course, and we can just create a lot of issues and problems for ourselves if we don't clarify our enrollership and sponsor. All right, so because it's interactive, I wasn't going to like hit play, so it's all here for you, all the answers are here. But ask yourself if you understand these things, if you already know these things, okay? So we're here to help people, and when we understand the difference between enroller and sponsor, we'll help people at a higher level, okay? So if you are the enroller, no matter where you place people, you are the enroller, okay? So when you enter in people's details, right, and you're the enroller, you'll get the 25% fast start, which is paid weekly for the first 60 days. So it's just kind of like, let that sink into your head, right? If you guys are, multitasking, I'm going to ask you to focus now on the screen, okay? So that when you know this well, you'll grow your business quickly, right? I stared at the compensation plan. I never was taught by anybody but Heavenly Father. I just looked at it and said, hey, can you tell me what this means? And there wasn't a lot of training way back when I started, so I didn't get training. So I just kind of taught myself, and through mistakes and through calling people and asking questions and things. So the enroller can count this person that you've enrolled as your rank qualifier. Do you guys know what that means?
Yes.
Yeah, as your rank qualifier. So beyond elite, you're going to need personal enrollments to rank qualify you. All right, so we'll talk about that in a minute. All right, so I have all these pictures here that we can move around, and I'll show you what that really looks like. The enroller, can change that enrollment one time. So we can gift that enrollment to somebody else one time. So if you enrolled somebody and you say this person should have that enrollment to help that person rank or qualify for a rank, then you can gift that. But the person that has changed enrollment, they can only have that once. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. If you have your mama under your sissy and you enrolled your mama, but then you need your sissy to be the enroller for her to have the next rank, then you can gift that enrollment to your sister. Your mom doesn't move anywhere, she still stays right there under your sister where she was, but now that enrollment also goes to your sister. So if mama ever enrolls anybody, your sister will get the 10%, not you anymore. Okay, so this is recorded, so you can re-listen to this again. All right, and I can repeat that when we go down to the little circles and squares and stuff. The enroller gets 10% fast start for the first 60 days. That's easy to understand. But what that really means is that person can help you support that new enrollment. So you say, hey, I've enrolled this girl, and you say, okay, let me have her phone number. Let me, get to know her as well. And the re-enroller is responsible for supporting that new person. Right, that means I've had people say, hey, I just put someone under you, go ahead and take care of that person. Bong bong, right? Because you've created a relationship and that person knows you, right? Even if you introduce it to that person, you still have that responsibility. And, sometimes when people have misunderstandings and they get hurt, yeah, it's not necessary if you just clarify it like this, okay? If you've found that person and you've enrolled that person, you take good care of that person into their, LRP,
Right amount.
LRPing crazy and
Oops.
happy doTERRA, sorry. So the sponsor is where that person's directly under in the tree. Okay, so when you go to the back office, you see them in the tree, you know that person's under that person, and everybody is under you still. Okay, but you've placed that person under whoever that sponsor is. So this person that they're under can help and should help if they have the capacity. They should, because it's smart for them to do so. It'll build their volume and then create the community that we want. Okay, so I don't need to have, people on my front line anymore. So I'm going to be placing people under people. And I want, people to make friends with each other and then help build in the community and support one another. So I would encourage people that I put under the certain sponsors to make friends. Okay, and eventually they will earn commission too after 60 days, after the person's first 60 days. So people had this muddled up because one lady says, oh, after 60 days of her personal membership in doTERRA, she can't have any more fast starts ever, and I'm like, no, it's the person that you enrolled, within their first 60 days, which tells you that you need to kind of spend the first 60 days with these people, connect, check in. And then, once they get it, they get it. So stay close. Okay. And then with the sponsor, that person helps with volume and eventually rank advancement. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. If not, rewatch this and then we'll go do some activities down here. Okay, placement is very important, guys, because it helps us organize support. All right, so sometimes if you imagine your business as a store, you've got a big store, people want to walk in. Okay, so if people are in your store, they need some people to service them. But if, everyone's there waiting for you to service, it's way too much work for you. So if you share that responsibility with people, right, they get a cut, you get a cut. So placements, again, is about support. Got it? Right, so that's the bottom line. So that means have a vision, focus on your vision. Like what kind of team are you building? What does it look like? And beyond what it looks like in the back office in the tree, what does it really look like in real life? Okay, I see groups of friends, groups of sisters. I see people loving on one another. That's what I see. Okay. And then be patient because things go up and down. Sometimes you hit the rank, sometimes you don't. Sometimes people buy, sometimes they, go inactive, sometimes they come back. It's just how it is, So imagine a store again, people come and buy. Sometimes they don't buy for a while. Sometimes they buy. Sometimes they're very loyal. Sometimes they're not. That's okay. But for you as a business owner, you stay focused on your vision. So use sandalwood and stay very focused. And even if you feel like you're the only one that cares, that holds on to that vision, you need to do that, okay? There's plenty of very successful people out there and you can read their biographies and stuff and you can see the same pattern. They're the only one that is crazy enough to hold on to that vision, right? And then everyone else kind of follows suit and they're like, oh, actually that was really, really smart, really good, right? But you need to be that person, okay? Don't be upset or resentful of others who can't see the vision yet. You need to be that. And if you need to, use sandalwood and use anchor. Anchor yourself in your faith, anchor yourself in the vision, okay? The next thing is place people where they will have the best support. Remember what I said, it's about support. you know, so check in, see if that person knows this person or this person, and see whose personality works best. Okay. And then you want to introduce each other to people. And I find that it's amazing. A lot of people that I introduced, you know, like my friend Nora, she's just perfect with Cheryl because they're just sweet. They're both sweet ladies, and it just kind of worked out perfectly. So sometimes you know, it doesn't work out that way, but you do your very best. Okay.
Nice. I've been here.
Okay, be outward thinking. So think about them. Think about what will benefit that person. So when you do that, then it will, like Debbie said, it will benefit you back in return in the long run. It's like this divine compensation. It's the divine law of compensation. You do what's best for that person. All right. If that person wants to build a business, you support them. If they don't, you support them in that choice. Whatever it is for their own good. Okay. Of course, we you know, we want to share with them all the options, but you know, it's for their own good. Whatever it is best for that person. And when you feel that way, and you communicate, it communicates perfectly. It communicates well. When people feel loved, they never feel sold to, they never feel manipulated, they never feel like you're just greedy or whatever. You don't care. Learn to attract and receive better and better people. Look, you're going to start, and like for me, I was very inexperienced in sales and things. It doesn't matter, right? Whoever you attract, you attracted, and you do the best you can. You're going to attract better people, but at the same time, you can support the people that you have to be better people. Okay. All right. Any comments or questions? All righty. So in your back office, you see a key that looks similar to this. That's important. So learn how to read keys. Okay, so we've got this person that's no square around them. That's no LRP. A person that has a square is a less than 100 BV. The person that's circle is greater than 100. And then they're color coded, so you know what ranks they are. Okay. So, you know, like I said, sometimes I just open up my back office and tell myself, I understand all this, and I stare at it until I do. Okay. So don't be telling yourself, oh, this is too complicated, it's too hard. All right, because that's not helpful. All right, so let's play a game. All right, guys, what is an elite rank? Go, Sierra.
I said me.
You are elite. Okay, so what is it? It's just volume. It's 3,000 volume. Okay, but it also means you get paid 5 levels deep. Okay, so 3,000 volume. So it doesn't matter where people are placed. It doesn't matter if everyone is higgledy, doesn't matter where people are placed.
Not really.
No, not really. So hopefully in total, everyone is 3,000 volume. Okay, that's what you focus on, the volume. That's it. And it's really, it's a blessing because a leader can create plenty of elites everywhere without that elite person doing anything. So you can have your mom or, you know, your great aunt, and they love the oils, they love ordering, and you can just place a ton of people under them and say, yay. Okay. So if you have 3 elites, right, that makes you silver. So just hold on to that. Okay. So now if I were this person, I would, you know, have a vision and foresight. So I'll be enrolling people. Okay, so maybe my first enrollment is this person here. And then the next person I talk to, and I'm much better at teaching them about LRP, and boom, boom, this person is an LRP. And this person tells her girlfriend about the oils, and she's got an LRP too, so yay. But that person can't enroll anybody. If they're green, what does that mean? If they're green?
Wholesale customer.
They are wholesale customers, so they can't enroll anybody. Okay, we need lots of wholesale customers because in doTERRA, right, we need people to speak compliantly. So wholesale customers can say whatever they want to. compliant or not, it really doesn't matter. But when you're a wellness advocate and you know what you're doing, okay, you need to speak compliantly. Okay, that means you're not going to have any claims, right, that are not, approved. And so this girlfriend got it. She got the LRP down. She upgraded, so she turned purple, right? And then she's enrolled her sissy and her cousin, and then her mum, and then her auntie, and everyone goes under her. So fantastic. So this first girl, you kind of like, try to talk to her, and she's like, nah, didn't work. The oil didn't work for me. And so you're like, yeah, okay. So what would you do for this person, this original person, if they say that?
If they say no, they're not interested in doing the business.
Nope, you're just asking them to learn more about the oils. So they joined, but then you're like, hey, you want to come to classes? You want to learn more about oils? And they're like, eh. What would you do?
I would take them off of my front line.
Yeah. Just leave them there. Who cares? Okay, just leave them there. She's ruthless. Okay, so I love you still, right? You're fine. So just, try to invite her to classes, send her, emails and text, and just until they say don't contact me, it's still a yes. And I've had people after a while, they're like, oh, I need something. And I'm like, great. And suddenly I'm like, hey, she's on LRP and she's buying less than 100, but that's okay. So remember what the squares are?
Less than 100.
Yep, less than 100. So you look at this and you're like, oh, Susie ordered less than 100, but that's okay. She's on LRP, yay. Okay, and then this person is awesome because, they got it. And then you sign up a couple of more people, and, this person, like, yeah, it's just new. She's still learning. So what would you do with a newbie?
Train.
Yep, train. Hang out with them, tell them to come to parties and classes and stuff. So this girl, she's like, awesome. And she's like, all right, I am ready to go. And she signs up and she's turned purple right away. What does that mean?
She's a wellness advocate.
Yep. And what does that mean, really? She can
sign people up and get commission.
Yep, she can earn money. So this girl says, oh, I'm interested too. So she was green originally, and then she turned purple, and then she is now a purple square. What does that mean?
She has an LRP over 100 PV.
Yep, and then she's purple.
Advocate.
She's a wellness advocate, so she can enroll people. So she's going to enroll a bunch of people, and she's got some greenies under her. So what does that mean? When you look at the team and you see this purple square and you see some greenies under there, what does that mean? It means she's not earning commission. She's missing out. So you go beep up, hey girlfriend, get your LRP up to 100 PV so that you can qualify for commission.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. And then she's like, oh, okay, sure, great. So does that make sense now?
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
And this guy, that's Black Diamond. What is that?
Is that a retail customer?
That's a retail customer. Yeah.
So that's your retail customer because that person's right under you. This is the front line. Yep. You see, so if you see a bunch of these people, what would you do with them?
I'd send them sales stuff and teach them.
Yeah, teach them, and they can actually upgrade to a wholesale customer. So they're actually paying retail price, right? Because they found you, or you posted something and they went to your website and they decided, no, I don't want to join. And then after a while, if you know them, and sometimes I don't know my retail customers. Sometimes they just find me on my website and just order stuff, and that's okay. But you don't know them. I try to reach out. I try to find them on Facebook. Hi. And if you just can't get connected, that's okay. And just leave it at that. But if you know your friend and your friend's your neighbor and she just came along and just purchase something, to support you, like, thank you, but let's have a chat. Okay.
Yeah.
So elite rank, that's it, pretty much. But it's just helpful for you to just go into your back office and look at these circles and squares. Okay. And then go, oh, I know what's happening. Okay. And sometimes, these people, if they have BOGO or whatever, and they end up like this, and you're like, oh, why? Okay, it's almost at the end of life, girlfriend, and you didn't have what? You're not a circle. So that person may, miss out on fast start. So if their friends down here, upgrades, okay, and they sign up people, right? That person's going to miss out on commission. You see that? Right, yep. So we're talking about this person here, Mr. J. Okay, so J will miss out on commission, right? Because S here enrolled A here, right? And they don't have a 100 PV LRP. And commission, a fast start commission happens weekly. And so when they miss out, they miss out. You can't get it again.
Yeah.
So that's why you always want to have the, circle. So that's why it's good to check your team weekly. When people are new, they don't have that habit, and that's okay. You as the upline can do that for them. Just check, takes 10 minutes weekly. Any questions on that? So with your elite friends, try to just encourage them to start organizing or help, help them organize. If you sign up somebody under that person because you just want volume, try to place people deeper and deeper. So for me, if I've already set up this person, right? So let me call this person, what name shall we give her? So May, we'll say May. May, she has this person and she has this person that is building. That's kind of sort of building sharing. I would place my new people under them. Yep. Okay, not on her front line. Even though I want volume under her, I don't, the volume can go anywhere, and it's best to start setting her up for the rank because that's foresight. And I'll tell you now, so many people, when they go, yeah, I don't want to do the business, and then you're like, oh, look at all the people under you, and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, and they want to start building, okay, because there's already a team that's created for them, and they're like, oh, I see what you mean. Sometimes it looks messy, and sometimes when we have people that are perfectionists, they're like, I wish I could kick them out, and this person kicked that person out. Don't worry about it. Just think of them as a bunch of customers. They might come and go. You never know. They might reactivate. I had a person that reactivated after 5 years, right? Because they're like, oh, I have this health problem now. I want to build or do doTERRA because I have no work. All right. Is that helpful, guys? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So let's move on. So your friend now, she has more than 3,000 volume, and it looks like she's doing great. So you want to encourage her, right, to hit Premier rank. But wait a second, hang on, she doesn't have her Power 3 here. Is that important for rank?
Yes, you have to have your Power 3.
Okay, it's not just volume. I thought it was just volume for some reason.
Yes, it's just volume. Yeah. So it's not as important. The Power 3 would be great, extra money. Okay. But for her to be Premier, she doesn't have to have the Power 3. So sometimes we stress unnecessarily and we say, oh, I'm going to reach Premier so soon, but I don't have my third person. I really need another third person on my front line. Yes, great. Get another 50, but don't stress it. Get to the rank. Okay, as you go to the leadership retreats more and more, the leaders up, on top, they keep telling, don't worry. Not a lot of people have the 1,500 because it's never going to be super, super perfect. Okay, so let's go here. So now this girl, she's Premier. So what does a Premier need?
5,000 volume and 2 executive legs.
Yep. Okay, so we'll have May. Okay, 5,000 volume. Okay. And 2 legs. Okay. So go back to the thing here. Executive legs are dark green. All right. So what does executive leg look like? So they need to be a wellness advocate at first. Okay. And then how did they go dark green? How did they go dark green, guys?
They have 2,000 volume.
Yep. Yep. 2,000 volume. Yep. That's it. All right. So, so this chickadee, she's got a bunch of people under her. Some people are buying on LRP. Some people are buying not on LRP. So, you know, but basically her volume is 2,000. And you have this person, let's see, she decided to be a wellness advocate, so she turns purple. So here she's got 2 legs. So hopefully if it's like May, this person here, she's got Jay and she's got this other girl, right? So this is May's team. So those people that, you know, are under here. So if you're May's upline, you know, where would you put your new people to help her with her rank advancement?
Under the new wellness advocate.
Yep. So you want to either put her under this person. What do we call that person? Would you call him Jay? We didn't name the other person. Okay. So we can have Jay here. So this person and this person here. Okay. You're just gonna not put anyone on the front line because it doesn't make sense. It's just a waste. Okay. You're gonna make sure your people are all under the 2 legs that are going to rank advance May. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yep. So don't go spreading yourself thin, just throw the volume under there. And as you go, of course, you try to organize and say, oh, that person's on LRP, that person's upgraded. We want to put people under that person. So you go as deep as you can, because with Premier, you get paid 6 levels down. Okay. And eventually, J turns into this. Okay, so you look at their team and you say, oh, look, there's two legs of 2,000 volume, right? What about over here? You don't have a PAL 3 yet. Does it matter for rank?
No.
No, it
No.
doesn't matter. Yep. Right, so we'll just keep building until we find a person. And this person here happens to be like amazing. And then she wants to build, okay? And then she can upgrade to purple. Yay. Oh, it's different purple. Yeah. So then that person, you can work with that person. Okay, so we'll call her T. Right? She's just amazing. But she's down here. Does that matter?
No.
Okay. So pretend that this person here, what did we call her? J before. So if J says, oh, I don't know, my husband is blah, 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 and I have this problem, blah, blah, blah. And she takes her sweet time and she's like, I don't know. So do you still work with her?
Yeah.
I would. Yeah. So sometimes you say, you know what, you can take your time, but these people down here still needs the support. And that's where you as the upline need to just adopt these people, because that person, you know, she's got her own stuff to take care of, and that's okay, but these people deserve your support, right? So you embrace this person and she's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And she wants to do the business, right? And you say, good job. You know, her name is H. Helen, go Helen. And then you build under Helen and help Helen. Okay. And Helen is amazing. And she gets to elite. Is that okay? Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So let Helen, you know, advance more than than that person. That's okay. And if Helen's your girl, guess what? The computer is going to count Helen as your qualifier. See what I meant earlier? So if you keep that enrollment, this person qualifies you and not this person. So you guys see that?
Mhm.
All right, it seems like it gets a little bit tricky, but it's not that bad. All right, so we're gonna go for another one. I don't know if I like that color. Okay, let's go to silver. Okay, so again, silver is what? Somebody tell me.
Well, it says it's 5,000 volume and 3 elites, but you're really going to be at 9,000 volume.
Silver has no volume requirement, really.
Hmm.
Silver has no volume requirement. It is just 3 elites.
Just 3 elites. That's what I was confused about, because it says on the back office at 5,000, 3 elites legs, but I'm like, well, there's no way you can do it without having 9,000 volume minimum.
No, I had never seen that. So 7 levels deep, 7 levels. This is important because if you have like, okay, a leg here and a person here and a person here, and this person is not on LRP and this person is not buying, but this person is buying, doTERRA skips that person. So you'll have 7 levels deep of pay. So whoever it is that's ordering, they'll keep finding it. And even if they go to the 15th level, you'll get your 7 levels deep. And that's why you want rank. Because the ranks can, you know, pretty much help you get a consistent income. Okay. So if you say, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and sometimes it falls short a little bit, and you know, you might have to just buy some volume. You know, for silver, if you buy like about 500, probably that'll be, it will cover what you order. So for me, this is a strategy, and it's not published anywhere, so you have to kind of learn this. So if I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, a couple of hundred here, 100 there, and I'm thinking, okay, then that'll get me my income, right? To get silver income. So if you consider that whatever you paid in you know, buying in as free oils, because you know, you pay that same amount, but then you get this much money. So, but if you know, you just want to balance and you don't want to buy in 9,000 or anything, that's silly. Okay, so if you have, say, 4 legs here or 5 legs, but that person, they don't have a lot of people under them, but that's okay. You just let them be. So sometimes people spread themselves out too thin. And so this group here, you know, they try to, I've seen leaders, you know, just kind of run over here because these people are squeaky. You know, they like need attention, hey, question, please come and teach our classes and everything. But if these people are your qualifiers, they should take 80% of your time. So sometimes I'm like, don't get distracted over there, right? Make sure these legs are solidified before you run off and support these other legs. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Because you're spreading yourself out too thin, you're not going to enjoy your business. And look, sometimes it's not fun. Sometimes these people, they have questions, they have problems, and you just, you know, it's another job. Yeah, go ahead, Sierra.
So we've been able to do scenarios here where we can move stuff around and everything. And I had heard as of July 1st that we were going to be able to move people to strengthen our, you know, our teams.
Okay, so let's do that.
How are we able to do that? How do we go about doing that?
I'll tell you today. That's good question. So you've got this person here in your front line, right? And you're like, I would love for her to be under this team to build that volume. Right, the rule is they need to upgrade. So get them to Wellness Advocate 1, upgrade, and they need to enroll a person, right, that enroll with 100 PV, right? And when that happens, then that person will appear in your back office. So hopefully the technology works. If they don't appear in your back office, you can email your upline, you can email doTERRA Placement. Do not call doTERRA, please. The services people only know about the products and the LRPs. They don't know about placements. So you want to email, you want to contact your upline to say, hey, I don't see that person appear in my back office. They should be there for me to have the sponsor change. So pretend that it all worked perfectly. They appear in your back office. You can move them now along with with that person that they've enrolled under somewhere else. Boom. So if you look around at your team, whoever is your enrollment, your personal enrollment, and they're green, and if they want to upgrade and enroll one person with 100 PV, then they can qualify for a move. Yeah, so you can go through your team and clean house that way. Okay, does that make sense? Right. So any green people that upgrade to purple, enroll one person, okay, you can move them. Any questions on that? Right. So silver's great, you know. You start getting a slightly bigger pay there. Right. So focus on getting there, okay? Because you have more than just your volume that they're going to pay you on. They're going to pay you on leadership as well. All right. So let's move on a little bit more, guys, and then we'll be done. So scenario 1, an older lady who had a doTERRA account a long time ago. Okay, and she wants some oils. Okay. And she wants to order some oils and happen to order through you. Okay, so this is typical. When they say, I want to order through you, they think of you like you're a Avon lady. You know, sell me some oils. What would you do? What's your solution?
So if somebody says that to me,
Mhm.
I'm always like, oh, like, so did she already have an account or she never had an account?
She had an account a long time ago, she said.
Okay. Well, then if she already had an account, I would say something like, you don't want to pay retail. You don't want to pay retail. Just get your own account, you know, and I would go about it that way. And then usually I would just either move her, or which if it's been over a certain amount of time, then she can move. But usually they'd be like, you're right, I don't want to pay retail. And I'd be like, I know. And so that's like what I would do. But
yeah, awesome.
I just recently had this happen this week, and the lady said, I already have a wholesale account. I would have to renew it. But since it's been years since I've ordered, she says, I haven't done LRP because I understood that was required monthly purchase. And I wouldn't be able to do that because my husband would be mad. So anyway, I was really, really candidly honest with her. And this is what I said. I said, well, since it's been years since you've used your account, would you mind renewing it under me? I am trying to grow and build my volume for my personal business. And to be candid and honest with you, having another wholesale account under me would be extremely helpful. So I was just like really honest with her about it. And she came back and said, I wouldn't mind that at all, exclamation mark. And then she went on and we talked back and forth, and she joined our meeting tonight. So yay.
Yay, awesome. So what would you do, Debbie?
Well, I felt the same. It's like, just offer to help her. You know what I mean? Like, let me help you get your oils for less. Let me help you get them for less. So
yeah,
I would do those same things. Like, say, hey, let's just get you set up and I'll help you. You know what I mean? Like, that's easy. Like, I can just convince them, oh, this is so easy. So
so we just want to clarify. You say, well, this is how I do this business, right?
Yes.
Business is just, it's not the same as other companies. Like, we don't sell products like that. We just invite people to open their wholesale account and we support them to use the oils better. Okay, so I would say, hey, you know, just open a wholesale account. You don't have to buy monthly. You don't need to, you know, do anything in particular. It's just like Costco, come and go when you please. Okay, so then it just kind of like calms them down because they like don't want to be committed. That's why they say that. And so what we can do is have them, and I'll write here, reactivate, send in a reactivation email. Yeah. So if doTERRA doesn't have any record, which normally they do, if they have any record, just sign them up again. It's not a big deal. Okay. But sometimes they have a record over her because through her email, through her phone number, through whatever, then, you know, you want to just have her reactivate instead. Okay. Instead of opening up a new wholesale account. So I like to think of people have potential, you know, even if she says, oh, I don't want to do LP, I don't want this, and I don't have money. I just think it's okay. You know, they could change, but I don't feel like I'm going to place her as low as I can in the corner of my team and never talk to her again. Or, you know, I just going to say, hey, I need volume here. I'm going to place her here. We'll see where she goes. What, you know, because I don't know her yet. Right. So I just kind of have that mentality. And I like to say something about our community. Our community is very special. We're very unique in the way that we educate, we support one another, we meet often, we have all of these resources. Let me share it with you, okay? So just kind of explain that, okay? So scenario 2, a young woman starting out her family, she doesn't have a lot of money, she can't afford oils, but she wants to learn how to be healthy. What would you do?
Help her get her oils paid for. So do the dance with her, walk with her for, yeah, 6 to 8 weeks. And
yeah. So I don't say, oh no, she has no money, let me pay for it. Oh no, here, just buy one oil. Okay. It's sometimes it's not even about the money, it's about priorities. Right. So I, you know, put it aside and say, hey, that's something we can solve. Right. Yeah, so just have that positive mentality. Again, same thing, just teach her, tell her about our community, how awesome it is. Don't get thrown off by when people say, I got no money and stuff like that, because they're afraid. They're afraid of just being taken advantage of or investing in something they don't need and wasting their money. Okay, so that's really what they're saying. Okay, so here we are, the last scenario is middle-aged lady with grown and teenage kids. She wants to get into essential oils, energy balancing. I mean, the whole lot, business building. She's like a golden person. Okay, what do you do here?
she sounds like she's going to be a sharer builder. So I would ask her, what does she want out of this?
Yeah, how many hours do you want to put into it? Do you want to hang out with our community? You know, because by this age, she probably has a lot more experience in business or people with network marketing and stuff. She's got people skills. So, you know, but sometimes I think to myself, kind of like what we heard at the leadership retreat. The guy's like, oh my gosh, I got an enrollment, you know, at the beginning of his doTERRA career. And now he's like, okay, I heard this before, you know, are you for sure? Right. So sometimes you think, great, I love you. Let's see the action, right? So yeah, here we go. All right, so this one is easy peasy, but still the same thing, the same support, tell her about our community, but then also don't overwhelm her, because sometimes we feel so excited because she's like this ideal person. We vomit all over her and tell her all the things that she should do. I've done that many times and people run the other direction. I'm like, where did she go? I'm like, okay, great. Here's your folder with all the things and I will train you. And she's like, goodbye. So anyways, kind of feel it out a little bit there. All right, so for the inactive accounts, inactive means they've been no activity for 6 months or more. Okay, no purchasing. So you just need to send in an email. Do not call doTERRA services, because what happens is sometimes they cancel their account. right? And sometimes, you know, they just mess up your team or something. So I just know that they're trained in the products, they're trained in ordering, but then they're not placements. Okay, so placements they do is totally different. So if they have been inactive for more than 6 months, they can be moved to a new team, new enroller, new sponsor. So that's brilliant. So I like what Sierra said. You can say, hey, would you like to enroll under me, you know, and become part of my team? That's great. Okay. But first of all, you know, you want to make sure that they're, you know, are you still getting support from your people? You don't want to be taking people from other people's teams. But, you know, most likely if they've been inactive and they have no contact, then it's probably easy for them to join you. So here's the email. All right, so save this email. You know, I can copy and paste it in it to our groups as well. But I just have this in my notes. I just keep it in my notes and I just copy and paste it. I have here email to placements. I have my email here too, because I can push it along. If I know that somebody has sent something to placements, I can ask my account manager to say, hey, can you check on this? And now like Cheryl has an account manager. So you can have Cheryl's number if you're under Cheryl, you know. So whoever your upline is, you can have their number so that they could make sure that that gets pushed through. All right, so it's very easy, just kind of fill in the names, put in the doTERRA. So wellness advocate requesting change. So it could be that person that's moving. So if you're a friend, Sierra, she's the inactive person, she's the one that's requesting change, and it should come from the email that is on her account. But like I said, if she doesn't know any of those details or whatever, she can sign up afresh if she likes. But if somebody says, I do know it, and you know, sometimes doTERRA flags it if they say, hey, there's 2 accounts with the same emails, or they say, no, you can't open a new account. That's why we need to know how to send an email in. Questions? Yeah.
I think phone numbers are also flagged.
Okay, so phone numbers too.
Mhm.
Yep. Awesome. All right. And lastly here, when we're sharing oils with people, just kind of remember to speak compliantly. When you're speaking to people and you're not writing it down or posting, you can speak freely, tell your story, okay? And get to know the body system. So if you say, hey, thyroid issues, just know that it's the endocrine system, okay? So blood, you know that it's the hematopoietic system, right? And sometimes if you don't know, just go through that list and then you'll find, you know, what the, in my green book, what the body health problems are. We just need to know how to do that so that we can get around things and be able to help people. So we don't have to really be saying colitis and Crohn's and all of these things. We just say, hey, that's the digestive system, right? Or the gut, and then really help people. Because otherwise people go, oh, that thing's not on there. I don't know how to help them. It's not that hard. Yeah. So, okay, that's all. All right, that's all from me. Any questions? Well, thank you guys for staying and listening in. I'm going to stop the recording now and we can share that recording with friends.